Hello. Thank you for joining. Um, I'm about to start my painting. If you exactly in 10 minutes. So if you want to paint along with me, maybe you wanna sit with your art supplies, like a basic paper, brushes, and watercolors. So just to give you an idea, this is if you've been following my channel, you would see these roses that I have already painted, and it's it kind of gives you an idea of how it's done. But today we are not painting roses, we are painting something else. uh, I was hoping for a few more people to join in. I'm not sure if I don't have many followers here though, so I'm not expecting a big number, but maybe at least 3 or 4 people. If they join in, then we can start the session. Meanwhile, if you want to go ahead and give me some suggestions of on what you want to see me paint, or maybe I can think of some easy ideas that we can paint along, just to give you a view of my past work. I think we can surely paint this one right here. How about that? Shall we paint this? Give me a thumbs up if you guys are going to paint along with me these flowers. So I'll keep this aside and we can paint in some different colors maybe. Oh wow, 10 is a good number. So I think we can start. If you guys want to paint along with me, please get your art supplies. I'm gonna start in the next 5 minutes. You can join me. I can wait for another 5 minutes and I can start. Then we can start painting. So the colors that I'm gonna use, if you guys are from India, I'm sure you know camel. So I'm just going to use those camel tube colors. And for brushes, I'm going to use Princeton. Can you see that? Princeton Velvet Touch. I think it's focusing. There's a focus problem. Okay, so it's Princeton basically, and it's a round brush. Okay, and the brush number is 4, size 4. Okay, and then my usual palette. I love this palette. It's a ceramic palette from by Altenew. So I'm going to use that. And the normal art supply, that's a spraying bottle and any glass jar for washing your brush off and stuff. Okay, I would in normal case I would keep 2 jars, one for the dirty water and one for the clean water. Now since we decided that we are going to paint these lovely cuties, these guys here, let's just decide the color that we are going to use today. One is, do you guys have any suggestion? Any suggestion for the colors? This is blue, this is blue plus indigo, and this is indigo. So do you guys have any suggestion for any 2 combinations? Give me 2 combinations that you think would work. Purple. Okay. Purple, and then what along with purple? Yellow, orange. Oh, I think that I'm sorry, but let's stick to yellow, orange today. Yellow, orange, and red. Let's use 3 colors. and let's see what we get. Okay, because since I have already made something in blue and purple, I think I would stick to yellow orange. Okay, and the paper that I'm using is 100% cotton. It is the must thing when you think that you want to use watercolors. Paper quality, paper requirement is the most important thing that you cannot mess, like you cannot mess there. Okay, you need 100% cotton paper for having good results. So starting off with this cuties, how should I keep so that you can see it well as a reference too? Hold on. I think, will this work? No, I want the focus on my paper. So okay, for now I'm just going to keep it aside and let since the screen is small, we can uh, thank you for joining in, guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your time. If possible, one more time I would say, grab your papers, grab your brushes, grab your colors, and let's try painting these things together. Okay, so I'm going to use 3 colors. One is for the yellow I'm using gambok. Okay, for the gambok hue. Then for the orange I'm using permanent orange, and for the red I'm going to use, you tell me, vermilion or crimson. Which one do you want me to go? Vermilion and crimson, or crimson? Vermilion or crimson? So to just give you an idea, this crimson would be more on the pinker side, vermilion would be more on the orangey side. Crimson it is. Okay, thank you for your instant replies. Let's go with crimson. So I think these 3 things are going to make an amazing combination. Are you guys ready to paint along with me? Who give me a thumbs up if you guys are going to paint along with me. Give me a thumbs up. At least I know one person is painting along with me. Anyone? Okay, there's one person saying yes, so I take it as at least one person painting with me. Thank you. 2 people painting with me. Okay, perfect. Okay, so to start with these flowers, it's very simple. I'm just going to, I hope you can see this palette here. I have some yellows and oranges and reds on my palette, so I'm just going to place my yellows on the same exact thing. You need very teeny tiny bit for it, and same way I'll be ready with my next color, which will be orange. How about taking a fresh I'll take a fresh palette. Okay, let's do this so that we don't have any there you go. So I will do my yellow. Although I love using ceramic palette versus plastic ones, and the reason I will share in a while. Do remind me if I forget to share what is the reason behind it. Okay, where did I? Okay, crimson, and of course we'll need a green too for the stems, so I'm going to use sap green. That's my favorite green. It goes in mostly all of my paintings. Okay, going ahead and putting my red. We need very little. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is Sorry, I just okay. Of course, a paper towel to wipe your brushes as often as possible. I'm going to add some water. Not too much, because what I'm going to do right now is just make a nice mixture, and then I'll be using this wells over here, not the wells, the I would say the mixing areas. I hope you can see my palette. So my palette looks like this, for to just give you an idea. Okay, and I'm going to use this area for mixing and this area for making my colors. Okay, back to my paper. I hope everyone can see my paper well and the video is quite clear. All right, so I'm going to add like 3 drops of water to whatever quantity of quantity of the colors that I took. I'll start with mixing my yellow, and just to show you a little more detail, this is how the consistency looks like. Now the reason why I'm doing this is that I don't want my it should be easily you should be easily be able to pick it up, right? Lift the color in your brush, have some color in your brush. So that's the reason I'm just creating the mixtures ready, keeping the mixtures ready on my palette, so that, and then washing off, going ahead and mixing my orange. Okay, see the consistency, it's quite thick. Okay, it's thick and it's workable, so that's how I like it. Washing it off and then mixing the last one. Red, I am in love with this crimson red. Meanwhile, please let me know from which country are you guys viewing. Washing it off. Okay, so to start with my first flower, simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yellow. We'll go with the lighter color first, okay? Always. That's a rule for watercolors mostly. So just to make it a little bit more visible. So my first flower, just in case if you want, I normally don't prefer using pencils, but just to give you, wow, USA. So USA, it must be pretty late. It's like a 9.5-hour time difference, I guess. Okay, so just to mark and know where my flowers are going to come, and for you guys to have some idea, I'm just going to use this pencil and show you with a circle, so that, thank you so much for joining in from USA at 3 a.m. I'm sure 3 a.m. That's crazy. Most of you guys are, what are you doing so late? Okay, that's amazing. But then this is definitely going to be a therapy, and I hope you sleep better after this. Okay, so I'm going to take some yellow, and this is my first circle, this is my second. I'm so sorry you guys couldn't sleep, and I hope I'm not disturbing. Insomniac, oh my god, that's crazy. I'm so sorry about that. But I suggest that before going to sleep, you guys should do some small paintings like this, like maybe at around 9 o'clock or whatever your time of sleeping. Before that, like an hour before that, it hardly takes 5 or 10 minutes to finish, and it soothes your mind, it calms you down, and it's very therapeutic. It's you'll just get a good night's sleep, is my promise. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It means a lot to me when you give me such kind words. I'm okay. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to place this yellow. Okay, and when I'm doing this, what I'm doing is I'm making sure that it's not too thick and it's um, not too thin. Okay, so, and after this I'm going to use um, actually I want to use the same brush. Okay, I'm going to use the same size, number 4, and what I'm going to do is simply take some clear water. Okay, I'm spraying some clear water here on my palette. So what I did is, I just to show you, I just washed off my brush. I don't have a second jar right now, so I'm going to use this clear water, dip my brush there. Okay, thank you, guys. I usually drink tea or I draw with charcoal. You're Yes, you are helping. It's soothing and I love the music. Okay, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this session as much as I am. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I hope you can see my screen well. Simply, this is a brush with a clear water. Okay, and I'm just going to simply take this out and pull the color out very gently. I'm touching my just the tip of the just the tip, okay, of the brush to the center, and again going to wash off, again going to dip my brush in the clear water, and going to repeat the same exact thing on the opposite side, like that. Okay, you see how the the colors, let me zoom in a bit. Now I hope you can see it better. So you see how the colors spread, they get just pulled. So these colors have the tendency of traveling where there's more water. Okay, so while it is wet, this is what I'm going to do: pull it in the shape of petal. Okay, and we are going to do at least 8 of them. Okay, if we feel it's getting too juggled, then we will reduce the number in the next one. Okay, this is my okay. Now I'll leave this as it is, not touching it, for it to dry. I'll go with the second one. This is not complete yet though. Okay, so we're gonna come back to it once it dries. I'm going ahead with the second one. Taking my orange color this time. Okay, and again making a circle, washing it off, picking up dipping my brush in a plain water, and simply doing the same steps again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This time I'm going to do maybe 6 petals in all. Okay, the fourth one, the fifth one, because I felt this one looks a little crowded. We'll see how it turns out though. And then the sixth one. Okay. And then this one has a little extra water, so I'm just going to take it out, and so is this one. So you can, it's not that you've done it and it cannot be corrected. If you feel you're not happy, you can go back and just do the exact same thing. Pull the color out again. Okay, that's simple. Okay, now for the third flower, what I'm going to do is, so okay, so this is what I'm going to do. With this one I'm going to use yellow and orange. With this one I'm going to use orange and red. With this one I'll do yellow and red. Okay, the third one. So the first color that goes in will be again yellow. Okay, so my yellow, wash it off, take plain water on my brush, and doing the exact same thing that we did for the rest of the tube. It is super soothing. I just love the way the color gets pulled into the area where we apply water. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? The fifth one, and so we have 5, and now the sixth one. Okay, all right, so we have in all 3 flowers going on here. This one is a little still wet, so I'm going to use I'm going to wait for it to dry a little bit more. I am going to show you how to make a small tulip. Okay, for the tulip I'm going to if you guys like, you can use a pencil to make the tulip shape, but I generally don't like to use a pencil, so I'm going to simply how about making a red tulip? I'm just going to use directly my brush to paint the tulip. Okay, it's still wet. Okay, let me show you a tulip in the meanwhile. A very simple and a cute small tulip I'm gonna make. Okay, I was just trying to, okay, let's do it at the corner here, corner of the paper. So simply make I'm just going to add a little bit of color so that you can see my water. Okay, now I think you can see the water. I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to make a very small tulip. Okay, so after doing this, what I'm going to do is take some red, okay, and simply touch my, look at how it bleeds. It's amazing. Okay, just touching it here and then washing off the extra color. Now my brush has no color on it. Okay, so I'm going to simply spread this. See, isn't that beautiful? And for the second one, the second petal, same process. I'm going to, and then take some red color, simply touch it along the edges, and again washing off my brush and making sure that there is no color or paint on my brush, and it's just simply pulling and okay, so that's how it's gonna look. And of course we have to wait before we do the third one here, but meanwhile what I also like to do is I take my sap green, okay, and simply, oops, sorry, make sure that it's nice and creamy. And for this one, for the petal, I'm going to use a very thin brush. Okay, this is just for mixing. Okay, so you can use any stripper brush. I'm using, okay, let me get back on the stand. I'm using silver brush and simply going ahead and gently touching it. Okay, and now we are going to wait for it to dry. Okay, meanwhile we can go back to the one that we were originally making, this guy here. Now the second layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use orange. Okay, instead of yellow, we are going to do the exact same process, but now instead of yellow I'm going to have an orange center over it. Okay, like so. And between the two petals will be my orange petal, between two yellow will be my orange. Okay, so same thing, I washed my brush, I have no color on my brush, simply going to drag, okay, and pull this orange out. And same thing on this side, same thing on this side, washing it off. Same thing on this side, same thing on this side, this side. These are the small experiments that you keep doing, which allows you to decide what goes well with what, you know, and then you can make your masterpiece. Okay, so this is done. Same thing, we will go ahead and do the second flower, which will now have a second layer as red. So again I'm picking up some red on my brush, going ahead and putting it in the center like so. And and then, sorry, I got distracted. So my last thing was I placed some red, and then I will be using that same technique to pull this color out and making sure that I'm placing my red petal in between the two oranges. Okay, I'm making sure about that. Okay, that completes my second one. So I definitely have one conclusion here. One is that this was too many petals. This is a little more balanced flower that I feel it is, if you guys agree and feel the same. And now for the third one, I'm going to use a red on my yellow, giving it a second layer. Okay, going ahead, cleaning my brush and making sure that between two yellows will be my red petal. There. Same thing on the second one, same thing for the third one. Okay, washing my brush. I don't want too much of red on my brush because then, you know, the beauty will be different, I would say. I like the transparency that is being maintained right now. Okay, I'm going to wash off my brush, take some water on my brush and then simply pulling it out like that. Okay, so this will be my alright. So coming back to all three flowers, I'm not going to take much time of yours. I know it's too late in US. I'm going to pick some green on my brush and making sure that I will go down in one single stroke. Okay, like so. So 1, 2, and then the third one 3. Okay, and for the leaves I'm going to use the same brush. Let's start with the small ones, simply pointing it, pressing it, lift it. Okay, same thing, point, press, lift. Same thing again, point, press and lift. Okay, and for the bigger ones, let's do a bigger stroke. So point, press, 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 press and lift. Okay, same thing again. And lift. Okay, and for the last one, let's make it a little more organic. So I'm going to show a bent leaf, so that will be point, press and lift. Again, starting from the same point, go downwards, point, press and lift. Okay, so that gives you a bent leaf like. And of course this flower will have one small leaf here, so let's make that too. Okay. So with that, I would say this one is complete. You can leave it as it is, or hope you like it. You can either leave it like as it is, or you can go back and just make a defined center for all of them. So let's say my final layer here was orange, so I'll take some orange color and just make one more circle in the center. And same thing I will be doing for these two guys as well, taking some red since my second layer was red, giving it a definite circle here and here. Okay, I think it does look better with the centers redone, right? So that's for that. And since we had already started this small tulip, we will complete that quickly. So since this is already dried, what I'm going to do is take some red and show this as an overlap. Okay, so I'm going to simply draw this line. Let me zoom in for you guys. And again wash off my brush and simply drag on the same line again so that it mixes well, like so. And go make sure that you're doing it all the way. Okay, drag it along all the way to complete that petal. And then I would go with a little more of the red and do just a bit here and make sure that I pull that with a clean brush. Okay, so with that, just to give a little bit more defined look, I'm going to do that. And of course it has a little bit of centered, so since this is still wet, I will work on this. And same thing on this side. Like so. And then for petals, this is like the quickest tulip. Okay, so it's not a detailed one, but yet it can be like for the, it can be used for like a gift tag or something like that. And I think that's about it. Maybe one more here. Okay, with that we've completed two flowers. One is something like a Cosmo right here, hope you like it. And the second one tulip. Okay, all right, so I hope you enjoyed the session. Sorry, I'm going to freeze my my light kept falling, I'm so sorry. Okay, sorry again for the disasters, but I have a very, I would say, not too tidy, but at the same time not too messy. Okay, orientation is locked, I'm so sorry. Okay, there you go. So not too messy table, but yet it is too many things at a time. So yeah, this is it. I really enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for each and everyone joining in, and I appreciate your time. I hope you have enjoyed equally as much as I enjoyed making them. And if you guys have any, by any chance, painted along with me, please do try sharing the pictures. I don't know how on YouTube. I'm not that familiar on YouTube with, like, I've just started my channel, but I am on Instagram, and you can definitely DM me on Instagram with the same Insta handle, ArtBeat Fun. Yeah, so see you there, or somehow, I don't know if you guys know any way to share pictures that you might have tried or you might try later. Please don't forget to share it with me. I would love to see your work. Thank you again. Bye bye, and good night for US and good afternoon for India. Bye bye. Bye. Bye bye.